Something changed, and Devin and I spent some time yesterday talking about the conundrum that the Cardinals face.
Yeah.
And the easiest way out of this, and I think back to 1998. I said it yesterday. For those of you who listened, thank you. You're going to hear it again because I'm going to say it to Chris. Brad Johnson breaks his leg, week 2, 38-31 win over the Rams. Randall Cunningham comes in and is as good, if not better, than he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dennis Green, coach of the Vikings. When does Brad Johnson play? You say starters can't lose their job to injury. Oh, he'll be back when he's 100%. He'll be back when he's 100%. And he just never came back.
He never
came back. And you know what? I think that's the game that they're going to play with Kyler Murray, because from Monday night to yesterday, boom, Jacoby Brissett is going to continue to play while Kyler heals. And then, bang, Shefty reports, specialists say it may be 4 to 8 weeks until – this is all orchestrated and calculated. And the idea now is to bench Kyler Murray without benching Kyler Murray, and to just kind of keep him on ice, because who knows how long Jacoby Brissett's going to play well. The cherry can turn into a pumpkin. We don't know. It may be a limited thing. They get enough film on what he's doing in the offense, and they start to break it down, and maybe they're going to want to go back to Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
But I think this is the old Dennis Green 100% rule, and the quarterback will be 100% when the coach decides he needs him. That's it, plain and simple.
I don't think you're crazy with that thought. There's definitely something there. I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what it is, and they're in a delicate situation. But I don't think there's any denying anybody who's watched football and watched the Cardinals over the last 3 games with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. You can't sit there and tell me the offense hasn't been much better with him at quarterback. I know it's led to being, only 1-2 in their football games? Okay, so what? It's not because of Jacoby Brissett. There's other reasons there too. The offense, I think what I've come down to is, and we're really watching, and not only is he making more plays and throws in the pocket, and again, this is an issue with Kyler Murray, and when you're small, it is. There's certain throws and plays that he's just not willing to make because he can't see it. He's not comfortable hanging in the pocket with everything collapsing on him. And Jacoby Brissett, who's just big and, I'll just sit there and look at him. I'm never going to flinch. In fact, there was a few times the other night you were like, dude, protect yourself a little bit. Let's not let them just break your ribs as you're trying to throw a 7-yard route here. But he's fearless that way. And what I think to another point you bring up, Mike, I think this is – they can run their full offense with Jacoby Brissett, and they're kind of being handcuffed by Kyler Murray. I think that's why you've seen the uptick in the offense in general, because I think they were at a place with Kyler Murray a little bit. It was like, I called this play, I like this play, but he never really lets it develop or throws it down the field or puts it where we're supposed to. So let me go to something else that he's a little bit better at that I don't necessarily love, but at least I know he'll do this. Where, now he's got Jacoby Brissett, and he's like, oh, wait, I love this play, and I can call it because Jacoby will hang in there and make the throw down the football field. So, if you're trying to win, this ain't the time to play politics and do that. I like what I see from Jonathan Gannon in a lot of ways. I really do. I think they're a close football team. I don't want them to get fired, and I'd like to see them make a little run here. And I think that run would happen with Jacoby Brissett better than it will with Kyler Murray.
It's all the more reason for Brissett to be the guy. And it's all the more reason for the Cardinals to move on from Murray after the season. I wrote about this over the weekend. We were talking about it in the viewing room, because when Gannon said on Saturday that Jacoby Brissett will start, but Kyler Murray could have a role, my reaction was, well, wait a minute.
Right.
He's healthy enough to play, but he's not healthy enough to start. Something's going on here.
Exactly.
And I started poking around. Is there a chance this guy gets traded by Tuesday? And the answer was no, because there was too much that needed to happen. You think about the contract. You think about finding a spot where Kyler Murray's going to be happy, not healthy, and he wasn't healthy. That was part of it too. But he's got to want to be happy, even without a no-trade clause. No team is going to trade for a potential starting quarterback who doesn't want to be there. And the message was that I took away from the conversations, this is something that happens after the season, and it probably does happen after the season, because neither Jonathan Gannon, the coach, nor Monty Austinfort, the GM, have had a chance during their 3 years there to go get their own guy.
That's going to be
They inherited the player.
Right.
They inherited the contract.
Right.
That's their argument. That's Exhibit A as to why we shouldn't be fired. We've been stuck with a guy who isn't good enough.
Yeah.
So that's the subtext. And then the other level, Chris, There's been friction between the owner and Kyler Murray, possibly dating back to the year he arrived. At the latest, 2022, when they did the stupid-ass homework clause and pissed him off, as it should.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And there's another element to this, too.
Right.
I said this yesterday. You know, the Cardinals and the Cowboys is a real rivalry from the Cardinals' perspective. And by the way, I just looked this up. The Cardinals have beaten the Cowboys 8 out of 9 times.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
That is.
And the fact that Jacoby Brissett beat the Cardinals the other night, that's enough to get, and I'm speculating here, that's enough to get Michael Bidwell to say to Monty Austinford and or Jonathan Gannon, let's ride with this kid.
Yeah.
And he's not a kid. He's been around 10 years, and it feels like he's been around longer than that, but let's ride with Jacoby Brissett. Let's go. Let's see what he can do, and we'll deal with the Kyler Murray situation after the season. And if it's soft benching or whatever, that's fine. We'll get what we can for Kyler Murray when the time comes to trade him. Let's try to win football games. And they're 3-5, and look, they lost their 5 games by a total of 13 points.
Right.
They're right there.
Right.
They are right there.
Now look at this graphic here. I mean, they score more points. They throw for more yards. The offense gets more yards altogether with Jacoby Brissett. We've seen the unlocking of Marvin Harrison Jr. Why is that? Because he's a big, we got to throw the ball down the field in some tight windows, and you got to put it on him every now and then. Jacoby Brissett's willing to do that. Listen, that stat right there at the bottom, everybody, that's shocking. That is shocking. When your starting quarterback who's making over $40 million a year is throwing for 86 yards less per game than your backup who's been on 9 different teams, and I'm being funny, and been a career journeyman, that ain't a good look. This stat right here, this page right here, is enough to go, Jacoby Brissett's the starter. I don't need to see anything else. Anything else. Sometimes the numbers do say a lot, and this is one where the numbers say a lot. And then when you dig into the film and watch the context of it, you go, oh, crap, they really do say a lot. He's changed their offense. He's changed their team, right? The Cardinals can be a real pain in the butt down the stretch here. They really can. I think they've built a good roster. The quarterback thing, and maybe one more splash player on both sides of the ball in the offseason, and all of a sudden you start to go, oh, my gosh, watch out for the Cardinals. I don't want to see Monty Austinford and Jonathan Gannon get fired, and to me the best way to keep their job is to keep Jacoby Brissett in there down the stretch right now, at least for now while he's hot.
Hey, the reality is it's a zero-sum game. You're going to have winners, you're going to have losers, and 7 or 8 guys are getting fired every year. It's just the way it works. It's the life they've chosen, as Hyman Roth said in Godfather 2. And you got to win your games. And now they're in a position to win the games. We had that schedule graphic flash up. If we have that, let's pop that up there because
they got some
it's
tough
interesting
ones
this weekend when the Cardinals and Seahawks get together.
Right. They got some.
And look, the Seahawks are always better in recent years away from Seattle. They got to win at home. They can be like you said, they're going to be a pain in the ass. They still play the Rams twice, at the Buccaneers, Jaguars, a playoff team, 49ers again.
Yep.
There are some interesting games coming up, and the Cardinals at 3-5. It feels like a good 3-5. I feel better about the Cardinals at 3-5 than I do about the Cowboys at 3-5-1.
Oh, definitely, no doubt about it. The Cardinals are at least a complete football team. I mean, the Cowboys are 3 people. That's it. You just go, wait, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. Okay, wait, Dak Prescott, George. I mean, that's what they are as a whole. Yeah, the Cardinals got a little of everything. They do, and they got a young nucleus and some young talent that I think is getting better and better. And I hear you. You know, if they could have just squeaked out a few of those games there where they lost by 1 score, you'd go, yeah, okay. Look, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team, but they're maybe a playoff team. Right now, they look like, yeah, I don't know if they can go to the playoffs, but they can disrupt some teams' playoff dreams as they go into the season here. And I think that's what we kind of expect. And hopefully ownership sees that and goes, wait, we're on the right track. Now let them get their own quarterback and do that thing, and let's see where that goes. But, yeah, I think they're making the right decision with staying with Jacoby Brissett.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.